Hello guys, how are you doing? My name is Rafa Sardina. I'm a producer, mixer engineer based in Los Angeles, California. I would like to thank Jose Tillan and especially Thomas Cookman for giving me the opportunity to say a few words for the new guys out there attending LAMC. And thank you for putting such a great event together, Thomas. And the whole team, of course, Jennifer and everybody who helps with it. I would like to give a few pointers about my life as a producer, my life as a mixer. I'm going to start with the ones about my life as a producer. And some of them might seem a little bit generic, but they truly are not. It took me a long time over my career path to understand some of the little things that bug me along the way. Things that for one reason or another stop me for being better in my career. And I think that you guys who have your whole life in front of you, you should use some of these pointers to get ahead faster and sooner than the rest. I think that for starters, you have to be very, very careful about how you measure success. Success is definitely not things. Success is definitely not just achievements. Success is not just sales. Success has to be measured differently for every person out there, for every artist, every creator, every producer, every engineer. They should have their own personal perspective of success, and they should never take anybody else's opinion about how they should handle it and how they should judge it. To me, success at this point in my career is actually longevity in my career. It's being awarded the opportunity to keep working with amazing artists, to keep doing what I love to do, to be able to be part of the team, to be able to contribute in one way or another as a producer, as an engineer, as a mixer. And it should be a shifting target too. It should be something that changes over time, over the years. Also, give yourself an opportunity to grow, to do new and different things as often as you can, or as often as you want. We're creators, and as such, I think that change and evolution are necessary. And I think that should be reflected in our career paths. It should be reflected in our work. I would, for example, hate to repeat the formula of a successful album I did like 20 years ago. It will be so boring to me. It will be so expected. Nurture relationships. And I'm not just talking about, your musical peer relationships, but every other relationship, the record label relationships, the industry relationships, all of those people that help us make music. None of us can exist alone. We have to coexist. And it's always better to consider it a cooperation, a cooperative effort to make it much easier, to even make it more fruitful, to make it better. I have a great deal of respect for the ones that came before you. Have a great deal of respect for the people with experience, because a lot of these people with experience that you might meet are probably successful, but you have to focus not only on the success, but you have to focus on their failures. And very often when you're mentored by one of them, and you should actually always aspire to be mentored by some of them, these people are gonna give you pointers so that if you fall into the same traps or you commit the same kind of mistakes, you might have better tools to dig yourself out. Just that has so much value per se. I think that you should never underestimate, the resources that such relationships can give you. And lastly, as a producer, I would say that you have to take a great, great deal of care of your team. We never work alone. We are teams. We always work as teams. Even when you are working alone in your studio by yourself, which is happening a lot right now with the pandemic, even then, we're not working alone. We're part of a group effort. We're part of something much bigger than the little piece of the puzzle that I put together, in the whole production. It's all about interaction. So I will say, take care of your team always first. And those are my pointers in terms of production. There is one really big one that's missing, but I'm going to leave it for last because I'm going to make it part of the pointers also as a mixer. And I'm going to start with that one, actually, as a mixer. So it can actually bridge my two career paths, which is intuition. Intuition. Everything we do is about intuition. Even every experience that we might have accumulated over the years builds towards having that kind of intuition that's going to allow you to be successful with your ideas. I actually wake up every day and come into the studio or go to other studios, always aspiring to be inspired. I always look for inspiration. That's the first thing I do during the first few moments of my day. I answer a few emails, I take care of some business, but then I have to really get in a very specific zone. I need to get to work, number one. And then I need to feel inspired. I need to make myself inspired. And you cannot afford to not be inspired. You should be inspired every single day. You need to have a healthy perspective of things as a mixer, because you are working on other people's productions. So it's not just your say. You have to apply your ego, your point of view, of course, and it is super important that you have a clear, egotistical point of view about the production. It has to be about what you have to offer, but you have to be healthy about rejected ideas and never think that somebody's out there to get you. That doesn't exist. People are out there to get a result. And to be so successful as a mixer, I would say, is to be in agreement 99% of the time, or at least to have people buy your ideas 99% of the time. But be honest about your opinions and don't fear disagreement. Because with disagreement come much better things. Disagreements make us much, much, much better professionals. We need to be challenged. And we need to challenge other people too. And it can never become like a personal thing. It's a professional thing. That's why I'm always pointer number 3 or 4, depending on how you see it. Be suspicious of people without opinion. If they are in the room to please everybody, they are most probably not committed to the artistic values that you strive for. I think that there's a difference between being a mediator. Sometimes you need mediators in the room, people who can actually help other guys, come into agreement. But it's a different thing to have people without opinion. So be very wary of people with no opinion, or people who always agree to every single idea that you put out there. And defend your ideas. Life is too boring without a little fight here and there. And I think that even though it might sound a little bit egotistical, we're here to leave our mark too. And if you have a gut feeling about something, defend it. Defend it. I think that's part of the creative process. I'll end by saying intuition is everything. Intuition should be the engine that runs your daily life. And especially doing something like what we do, something that's so creative. And never forget to have fun, okay? Don't take anything too seriously. There's a lot of rejection that you're going to be exposed to, but hopefully you're going to have fun along the way. So that's very, very important. So I just want to wish you guys the best of luck with whatever you do with your careers, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Peace.